afternoon. Good afternoon. Good afternoon, my YouTube family. Good afternoon, my Clubhouse family. You know what time it is. You know what time it is. It is 5 o'clock here on the East Coast. I am Tamara Johnson Shealey, and this is Keeping Up with Congress. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to 5:30 right here on YouTube, and 5:30 to 6 in the Clubhouse space. So I just want to thank you for joining me. Thank you for riding with me, being a part of this journey to the United States Senate, y'all. Sometimes it gets hard, but y'all, I'm telling you, I'm going to keep showing up. May 24th, 2022, May 24th, 2022. Let's take it to Congress. Let's win this primary. Let's win this primary, y'all. Let's win this primary. The Reverend Senator Raphael Warnock, who sits in Congress as quiet as a church mouse, y'all. We can't. We're in some sad times in this country, watching this COVID-19 destroy our nation, divide our people, watching people lose their jobs, lose their homes. The great reset, y'all, in this country. We don't have time to play. We got to take this to Washington, D.C. May 24th, 2022. I thank you for joining me. Hey, family, thank you for riding with me. Let's dive in. Today, I went down the reparations rabbit hole. I couldn't resist. Some days, y'all, I just get on a tangent with reparations, y'all, and I just go and I go and I go. And I'm like, where are we in this discussion, this movement? So here's a article. It says key court win propels ballot charter measure that would allow reparations for Black Detroiters. So this is Detroit, Michigan, y'all. It says after a long legal battle seeking reparations for Black Detroiters, a measure initially denied by the city's election commission, it will be appearing on the November ballot, y'all. On the November ballot. It said it allows voters a say on whether to update the city charter to make way for reparations, redressing slavery and centuries of systemic racial discrimination. It says money to fund the reparations has not been formally set, but funds captured from recreational marijuana sales have been suggested. So this is Detroit, Michigan, y'all. Detroit, Michigan. It says the city's election commission initially barred it from the November ballot, even though, you know, there was an organization that was supporting it. So let's hope that they can have this initiative. I told you again, reparations is federal, reparations is federal, reparations is federal, but we're gonna take what we can get along the way. I see you, family. Thank you for joining me over here on YouTube. Yes, I am. I try to walk this journey. She says, take care of yourself, family. I'm trying. I'm walking this one out, y'all. I'm not running, I'm walking. The path has already been laid for us to the United States Senate. I just got to walk it out and trust God in the process every step of the way. I see you, Don. Thank you for joining me, family. Thank you, family. Thank you. I needed y'all today. Thank you. All right, here's Asheville, y'all, North Carolina. City Council approves American Rescue Plan and reparations funding. I read through this article and wanted to understand what they were doing with the reparations funding. Y'all are going to find this quite interesting. It says the Asheville City Council approved the contract for a project manager for reparations. So they have a contract for a project manager for reparations. It says the council members voted to approve, y'all, look at this number, $365,000 and $583. But $365,000, y'all. It's a contract with T Equity, I'm assuming, LLC, to serve as reparations project manager. So it's a pretty big contract, y'all. It's The interim equity and inclusion director, Brenda Mills, said the company will help oversee and manage the reparations process. That's a pretty big number. It says having this person, y'all, singular, having this person on board whose total job is to work with helping us with the process for choosing a commission, helping us choose those commissioners, reporting, helping us to keep up with those meetings and the short, medium, and long-term goals. This is what Brenda Mills said. It says the contract with T Equity LLC goes through the spring of 2023. The $365,000 is coming out of the $2.1 million, the Asheville City Council already allocated for reparations. So it says this is money that was already allocated. It says Mills says the Reparations Commission should be up and running by November. So yeah, pretty large number. Yeah, it is a marathon, not a race. Thank you, family. Sounds like a grift. It sounds a little suspicious there. A little suspicious there. It's a lot of money. I don't know. Maybe this money is being allocated to hire other people. I pray so. So we'll let's keep our eyes on it, y'all. Asheville, North Carolina. I wanted to play this video. I found this today. Let me see if I can make this screen larger. Told you I went down the reparations rabbit hole today. I couldn't resist. So let's watch a video, y'all. This is about reparations for slavery in Louisiana and exposing their racist past. So let's take a look. Now I don't know what this part is. Oh, okay, this is the okay. There it is, y'all. It's coming.
Etched in granite are the names of Louisiana's 107,000 slaves, enslaved people forced to work the land, enriching their owners and the state's economy.
It's a labor camp. People were imprisoned here. They were enslaved here, so that is the reality.
And it's that reality that Whitney Plantation aims to show. It's the country's only plantation museum that focuses entirely on the enslaved people, rather than on their owners. Part of the reason Dr. Banner feels able to work in the very place where her ancestors were enslaved.
And so I appreciate being at a space where I can talk freely, I can engage in that history. It gives me a sense of peace and also gives me a sense of pride to work here and be part of that experience for other people who visit.
But how do you put a dollar amount on centuries of slavery? Many people, including those who are asking for some form of reparations, admit that it's almost an impossible task. Rather than direct cash payments, Dr. Banner favors investment in Black communities to increase things like environmental protections and improving justice reform. Maxine Crump thinks all options are needed to adequately pay for the past. Her ancestors were enslaved in Maryland until they were sold in the 1830s to slave owners in Louisiana.
This country owes a reparation to itself to come clear of what it built this country on the backs of: stolen land and forced labor by violence. No, that's not a pretty story. It's an ugly past, but denying it continues to oppress.
President Biden ran on the promise of creating a panel to look at the viability of reparations, but that's yet to happen. In the meantime, the Whitney Plantation and Crump aim to educate people about the racial inequality that continues to this day, adding awareness in a country still held captive by its past. Nick Harper, CGTN, Louisiana.
I wanted to share that video. The last thing he said, one of the last things he said in that was that Biden hadn't done anything specific to reparations. So we got to pay attention, y'all. I went down the rabbit hole today. I got one more. And this one I thought was interesting. I've been following reparations news locally here to the United States, domestically. But this one was interesting because of the fact that they're paying attention to our initiative about creating a reparations administration. Y'all listen to this. Y'all listen to this.
Tonight's brazier angle, imagine 10 years from now, the launch of a new government agency, let's call it the Office for Reparations, or OFREP for short, tasked by the Prime Minister of the day, Dawn Butler, with compensating the descendants of slaves in Britain. It may sound far-fetched, but in the United States, where these things tend to start, there is a growing clamour for cash, lots of cash, to be handed over to Americans whose ancestors were enslaved in Africa and transported across the Atlantic. Today, we learned that a senior figure at Cambridge University thinks that the British state must consider something similar. He is Dr. Michael Banner, Director of Theology at Trinity College, Cambridge, doubly insulated from the realities of life by the dreamy spies of academia and the tepid certainties of the Church of England. Dr. Banner speaks for an emerging liberal consensus that slavery's legacy is every bit as much of a problem for Britain as it is for America. And where is America right now on this? Well, earlier this year, the US House Judiciary Committee agreed to set up a commission to look at reparations for slavery. It was one of Joe Biden's campaign pledges. One of America's most influential voices on this, the writer Ta-Nehisi Coates, says the federal government should pay, wait for it, $34 billion, that's about 25 billion pounds, every year to the descendants of slaves for decades to come. Only by doing that can the legacy of white privilege be erased. So let's assume for a moment that what's gathering pace in America winds up on the statute books of Britain. Let's think about it practically first. How would an office for reparations or restitution, whatever we'd call it, how would it actually begin to work? First, who would be eligible? How could Black Britons establish that they were, without question, descended from slaves? Where does that leave Britain's fastest growing ethnic group, mixed race Britons? Where does it leave more recent arrivals from countries like Nigeria, whose ancestors may have been complicit with the slave trade? It's one thing to insist that Black lives matter, but not all Black histories are the same. Second, where would an office for reparations leave us ethically? Compensation for people long dead would introduce a degree of inherited guilt to our national conversation. Many white Britons whose lives are not characterized by privilege or even access to diversity initiatives would feel justifiable anger that their taxes were being used to advance a posthumous program of positive discrimination. By opting for reparations, we will have decided that guilt and criminal responsibility can cascade down the generations, that the sins of the great-great-great-grandfather can fall on the head of the son. This is a morally hazardous step, and those who advance it must extrapolate what it actually means. If you can demand compensation from people whose forebears behaved badly, then you surely must reward those whose forerunners behaved well. You probably have to start with the descendants of the 30,000 Royal Navy sailors who died prosecuting the radical and unprecedented British plan to abolish slavery and stop its trade at sea. That's the brazier angle tonight.
All right, I just wanted y'all to hear how he went south real fast when he started talking about, like, you know, compensating other people who ancestors did good. He went south real fast, y'all. They're talking about us. I know that we're here, and this is now because this is the UK, and they're grappling with, you know, what's you know, their descendants of slavery there. I know they heard us. They hear us, they see us, and for them to be specifically speaking about an office, creating an agency or office for reparations or OFRAP or whatever he called it, they hear us. This is our movement, y'all. This is our movement. I'm Tamara Johnson Shealey. Go to the website. We have a race to win on May 24th, 2022. Now, let me dive into these bills, because I told you we're going to be doing Keeping Up with Congress until November the 18th. That will be our last day. Maybe we should have a party on the 18th, because at that point, my goal is to get us past 1,000 bills over in the Senate. We are already past 1,000 bills over in the House. We will know the players. We will know the game. We should be prepared for our race to the United States Senate. And when we get there, we should be prepared to negotiate, because, again, we won't get reparations without negotiation. So let's dive in. Senate Bill 651. Senate Bill 651 is the STAT Act. This is Senator Cortez Masto. Cortez Masto is a Catherine Cortez Masto, Democrat out of Nevada. I looked this one up. It says this is legislation. There's two pieces to this legislation. It's part of an innovation state initiative designed to promote smart transportation solutions. So the STATS Act stands for the Smart Transportation Advancement and Transition. So that's what STATS stands for. It's to promote smart transportation solutions like state-of-the-art traffic control centers and on-demand public transportation for hospital and university campuses throughout the reauthorization of a federal advisory committee to hear from experts from around the country. It says this bill also creates a federal resource guide to help local communities better utilize federal resources to improve their transportation network. So that's Senator Cortez Masto. And her second bill is the Moving First Act. Moving First Act, Senate Bill 652 is Senator Cortez Masto. Same article, the Moving and Fostering Innovation to Revolutionize Smart Transportation, the Moving First Act, is to create a competitive grant program to help rural communities and metropolitan areas seek federal grants for the creation of innovative transportation projects and partnerships to address local challenges. So Senator Masto, Senate Bill 651 and 652. Senate Bill 653, Senate Bill 653 is the COMP Act. COMP Act. This is Senator Portman, Rob Portman, Republican out of Ohio. It says this bill alters provisions relating to Medicare secondary payer rules with respect to workers' compensation settlement arrangements. So this is Senator Rob Portman. This is the COMP Act, Senate Bill 653. Senate Bill 654, Senate Bill 654 is the Blue Ridge National Heritage Area Reauthorization Act of 2021. This is Senator Burr, Richard Burr. He's a Republican out of North Carolina. It says this bill extends through fiscal year 2036 the authority of the Department of the Interior to provide assistance for the Blue Ridge National Heritage Area in North Carolina, and removes the limitations on the total amount that may be appropriated for the heritage area. So this is Senate Bill 654, Blue Ridge National Heritage Area Reauthorization Act of 2021. Senate Bill 655, Senate Bill 655 is ending natural gas companies' seizure of land for export profits act. So this is ending natural gas company seizure of land for export profits act. This is Senator Jeff Merkley. Senator Jeff Merkley, we know he's a Democrat out of Oregon. We've seen a lot of bills from Senator Merkley. It says this bill restricts the use of eminent domain to take private or state land for the construction of a natural gas pipeline. So this is Senator Merkley, y'all. Senate Bill 655. Senate Bill 656, I have about 9 more minutes, and I'm going to come over to the clubhouse space. I see you, family. Senate Bill 656, this is the Child Welfare Provider Inclusion Act of 2021. This is the Child Welfare Provider Inclusion Act of 2021. This is Senator Scott, Senator Tim Scott, Republican, y'all. We know who he is. Republican out of South Carolina. It says this bill generally prohibits the federal government, states, tribal nations, or localities from discriminating or taking adverse action against a child welfare provider that declines to provide services due to the provider's sincerely held religious beliefs or moral convictions. So this is the Child Welfare Provider Inclusion Act of 2021. This is Mr. Tim Scott. we all know who he is. Senate Bill 657. Senate Bill 657 is a bill to modify the presumption of service connection for veterans who were exposed to herbicide agents while serving in the armed forces in Thailand during the Vietnam era. It says this bill, this is Senator Boozman, John Boozman. He's a Republican out of Arkansas. AR, y'all. Is that Arkansas? Yes, I got it. It says this bill requires the Department of Veteran Affairs to ensure that if it creates a presumption of service connection between the occurrence of a disease and exposure to an herbicide agent while serving in the armed forces between January 9, 1962 and June 30th, 1976 at a military base in Thailand, such presumption must also apply to exposure at any military base in Thailand, regardless of where on the base the veteran was located or what military job specialty the veteran performed. So this is Senator John Boozman, Republican out of Arkansas. Just a few more, y'all. We're going to close it out at the half hour, just a few more minutes. Senate Bill 658 is the National Cybersecurity Preparedness Consortium Act of 2021. This is John Cornyn, Republican out of Texas, y'all. Republican out of Texas. It says this bill allows the Department of Homeland Security to work together with a consortium composed of nonprofit entities to develop, update, and deliver cybersecurity training in support of Homeland Security. This is Senate Bill 658. Senate Bill 659. Senate Bill 659 is the DRIVE, D-R-I-V-E, SAFE Act, DRIVE SAFE Act. This bill directs the Department of Transportation to promulgate regulations to implement an apprenticeship program for licensed commercial motor vehicle drivers under the age of 21. So this is the DRIVE Act, which stands for Developing Responsible Individuals for a Vibrant Economy Act, or the DRIVE SAFE Act. Senator Young, Todd Young, he's a Republican out of Indiana. Senate Bill 659. Senate Bill 660, Senate Bill 60, five more bills, 5 more minutes. Senate Bill 660, Mental Health Improvement Act, Mental Health Improvement Act. This is Senator Tina Smith, Democrat out of Minnesota. It says this bill requires private health insurance plans that cover in-person mental health or substance use disorder services to cover such services on equal terms via telehealth during and shortly after the COVID-19 health emergency. Specifically, this bill requires plans to, among other things, cover these services at the same rate as in-person services, including charges for facility fees, and provide information about how to access these services. So this is the Mental Health Improvement Act. Senator Tina Smith, Democrat out of Minnesota. Senate Bill 661. Senate Bill 661 is Senator Hoeven, y'all. Hoeven. This is the Carbon Capture Modernization Act. Carbon Capture Modernization Act. Senator John Hoeven, Republican out of North Dakota. It says this bill modifies sequestration and other requirements for the qualifying advanced coal project tax credit. So I looked this one up. I was like, what is this? Dealing with coal, y'all. So this is the Carbon Capture Modernization Act. It's bicameral, bipartisan legislation to modernize the Section 48A tax credit for coal facilities to better support the use of carbon capture, utilization, and storage. So this is Senator Hoeven. He says CCUS technology offers a real opportunity to ensure America can continue to develop all of its abundant energy resources while ensuring good environmental stewardship, which is why we've been at work on this priority for more than a decade in North Dakota. Y'all, they're trying to keep coal alive. They're trying to keep it alive, y'all. What Trump said. This is Senator Hoeven, y'all. Senator Hoeven. Senate Bill 662, Senate Bill 662, we're almost at the half hour. 662, this is the Attain Mental Health Act. This is Senator Fisher, Deb Fisher, Republican out of Nebraska. It says this bill requires the Department of Health and Human Services to establish a public-facing online dashboard to publicize federally funded mental health grants. So this is to make sure that these mental health grants, y'all, people actually know about them. This is the Attain Mental Health Act. This is Senator Fisher, Deb Fisher. Senate Bill 663. This is a bill. This is the one. Oh, yeah. It's a bill to direct the Joint Committee on the Library in accordance with Section 1831, y'all, of the revised statutes to accept a statue depicting Harriet Tubman for the Harriet Tubman Statue Commission of Maryland. So this bill. It's interesting. It says this bill directs the Joint Committee on the Library to accept from the Harriet Tubman Statue Commission of Maryland the donation of a statue of Harriet Tubman, which the architect of the Capitol shall place in the permanent location in the U.S. Capitol. So they're going to donate the statue of Harriet Tubman to Congress. Yeah, put it in the Capitol in Congress, y'all. So keeping up with Congress, y'all. Senate Bill 663. Interesting. Senate Bill 664. Senate Bill 664. Duplication Scoring Act of 2021. Duplication Scoring Act of 2021. This is Senator Rand Paul. We all know who he is, Republican out of Kentucky, Mr. Rand Paul. It says this bill requires the Government Accountability Office to analyze legislation reported by a congressional committee and report on whether the legislation would create a risk of a new duplicative or overlapping program, office, or initiative in an area previously identified as an area of duplication, overlap, or fragmentation. So this is Rand Paul. I told you there's some bills that we see a lot of, right? Some areas: abortion bills, veteran bills, immigration, national security, gun legislation, and streamlining the processes. So this is where I think Rand Paul might be getting it right, y'all. He's trying to make sure that we don't have a duplication with a lot of these programs, offices. He's trying to clean up Congress. So Senate Bill 664, I'm never mad at that, y'all, because I do believe it's a lot of waste and a lot of wasteful spending. So I ain't mad at Rand Paul. I would probably support Mr. Rand Paul on that one. Senate Bill 665, Senate Bill 665, and I'm coming over to the clubhouse space in about 1 minute. Senate Bill 665. This is the School Act of 2021, the School Act of 2021. Now, this one, I don't look. Okay, Rand Paul. Let's see. Here's what he said. This is Rand Paul again, Kentucky. It says this bill allows certain federal funds for elementary and secondary education to follow the student to the school that they attend, i.e. private, public, or homeschool, regardless of whether the student is learning in person or remotely. So these funds may be used for educational and instructional materials, tutoring, tuition for private schools, and extracurricular activities, y'all. They want to take the money and follow the student, y'all. I knew he was going to go south fast, and he did. He did. This is dismantling, honestly, the Department of Education. The money follows the child. They got private schools. I don't know. Keeping Up with Congress, y'all. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, right here on YouTube, right here in Clubhouse. I'm coming over there in just a minute, family. I see you. Thank you for joining me. I see you, YouTube. I just want to thank you guys. Some days, y'all, this gets rough. I'm so doggone. I'm busy, which is great, y'all. I'm having conversations from one end of this campaign to the other, all at the same time. But we getting it done. I can tell you, we are getting it done. I am proud of where we are. I just want us to keep pushing, keep working. May 24th, 2022, y'all. This is a race that we absolutely can win. We can win. I believe that the stage is being set. If we see what is happening in our own Democratic, for those of us who are Democrats, we see what's happening in our own camp, and we can't be quiet. And this is where we reach across party lines and we get it right as a nation. I'm not towing the party line when the party ain't right. I just won't do it. So go to the website, Tamara4Georgia.com, and I will see you guys tomorrow right back here for Keeping Up with Congress. Have a good evening, everybody. Thank you for tuning in for Keeping Up with Congress. I am Tamara Johnson Shealey, your candidate for the United States Senate. I'm a progressive Democrat that believes that reparations will make America great. It is time that we bridge the divide in this country. Please go to the website. That's Tamara4Georgia.com. www.Tamara, Georgia spelled out.com. Please join me Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here for Keeping Up with Congress.